Hello, YouTube. Thank you guys for joining me today on Brainbank TV. This is a new show that I've started. As I discussed on some of my other videos, I've explained I will be doing some videos on other interest of mine, like football index, forex trading, stock trading, investments, and stuff like that. So anything sort of passive income, lead generating related, I will be discussing at some point. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, today I'll be discussing football index, as this is the football index videos. As it goes, it stands for five. So yeah, that's what I'll be going with from now on. So do like, share, and subscribe if you're interested in this kind of content and this is your kind of topic really, or you find any of what I'm talking about interesting. But anyways, a little while ago I released a video, I think it was yesterday, regarding a sort of a short introduction of my life with football index, and yeah, with today's video, I would like to discuss a few things really. I do have a few things to discuss. First, I'll be showing you guys a brief overview of my portfolio so far. What I've bought. Realistically, I'm not going to go into details of the players really. I'm just going to show you sort of who I have in here. I've got Kante. A lot of the players I have on my portfolio are mainly uh, Premiership players. Realistically, I'm more predominantly Premiership because I live in the UK, but there are a few players who are in Italy, Spain, and whatnot. But at the same time, I've got a few different strategies I'm trying to use here, and that would lead me on straight onto the real topic that's brought me on to release this video today, which will be discussing the issues I've got with portfolio management when it comes to Football Index. But first of all, I just wanted to say I've got some strategies here that I've used. So I'm trying to go for the tried and tested people like Suarez, Lewandowski, old people in the game that have been around for a while. Obviously, we've got newer names that have sort of hit form recently, like Ruben Neves, Max Aarons from people to watch. Kind of the group of rising stars. You've got Max Aarons in that group. You've got Thomas Partey in that group. Williams, obviously, old, tried and tested. And yeah, I've also noticed some issue, like not issues actually. Keepers tend to not have a lot of value on Football Index. I'm probably gonna maybe do a video on why that is. Obviously, they get different evaluations when it comes to performance-based dividends and stuff like that, earnings. So we'll probably have to discuss that at some later video. But today, as you can see, I've got a portfolio value of 78.34. Sorry, a portfolio value of 78.46. At the moment, it cost me 78.34 to buy, and I've made 12p so far. I mean, at this point yesterday, I was down. I'd lost about 28p or so. But I'm guessing some performance-based fees have gone into today. I'm guessing Thomas Partey's got some performance-based earnings today. There are a few names in here that have probably got some performance-based earnings today. But again, a lot of the players in here as well to do with my team, and I'm an Arsenal fan. Obviously, we lost in the Europa Cup the other day, but it doesn't matter. We just buy to see how it goes in the long run, I suppose, in the grand scheme of things. But anyways, with regards to portfolio, so I've been going through Football Index trying to figure out how I'm going to go about managing my portfolio and planning it out on a month to month, year to year basis. And it brought up some interesting questions overall, which I'm going to share with you guys today. Hopefully, you guys can leave me your point of view as to how you approach this if you're very keen on having some sort of career with Football Index. So you guys leave me your point of view, what your approaches are, and your comments and opinions regarding what I'm about to share with you, and I'll be sure to reply. But basically, the first question I had was when it came to buying some of these players in this portfolio. I've got 89 shares in total. value. Um, I don't. It doesn't show me how many players I have in here. But what I'm trying to get at is I bought these players for all sorts of different reasons at the point of me buying them, right? And if you any of you have a career in actual live stock market trading or FX trading, you would understand that there is a certain technique when it comes to how you manage your portfolio. You could have different brokers, have different sort of trading plans working on different platforms, on different portfolios, and ultimately leading to a certain amount of earnings per year. And then you can obviously drill down on particular issues to do with particular portfolios or systems that you use on particular portfolios. Now, that's something I found is very difficult to do with Football Index. Not You can't break down your portfolios into different portfolios. As far as I'm aware, you can only have one Football Index account at a time, so it means you can't really go around and try and open different accounts to manage different strategies. And also, Football Index, as at the moment as it stands, is a monopoly in the niche market that right. They're focused on stock betting for football players, and as far as I am aware, they're the only one in the business of doing so. And for that reason, you can't go around going to different brokers like you would a standard on normal terms when you're trading FX or any other currency, any other instrument for that matter. So it's where that's where the question then came up as to how would you then go about managing your portfolio and differentiate in the kind of different techniques that you use to buy these players. And if you are able to do that, how do you then analyze that data and put that get data together? And at the end of the day, I mean, I thought maybe okay, it could be as simple as creating spreadsheets for different techniques that you use, but then how do you analyze where you're buying the players? Because you're still buying them on that one platform, and you can only add to the amount of shares that you have on a particular player. If you see where I'm going with this, if you have like here, I've got Mariano Diaz. I've got 3 shares of him currently. Now, if I was to separate it in a share in a spreadsheet, and I said, say for instance, Mariano Diaz is slightly in between a rising star and a squad player or whatever technique that you're using, and you can basically have him in 2 different portfolios for one reason or another, then all you can do is separate it on that spreadsheet. But on this platform, you can only add to the 3. So I would be getting 6 shares of Mariano Diaz, yeah. But then that's 6 shares, and it doesn't tell me separate it the price unless then going to go back and write down exactly what price you bought it at that time, and then try and separate it. But then obviously your P&L in your actual portfolio within Football Index is gonna you're gonna have to try and work out the differences and all that. It gets a little bit long-winded if you know where I'm going with this. Now, as an issue that I found, what I decided to do was contact Football Index regarding this. I dropped them an mail to today regarding this, and I also was on the phone to them for an extended period of time today, trying to get some answers regards to this question. And this was their response. They don't have anything currently in the pipeline for this. They currently the rules are you can only have one account per person, per individual, and there isn't a real way for them to go around that at the moment. They don't have a plan in place. They don't have anything in the pipeline at all as to being able to resolve this issue that I think it can be. It's not an issue per se, but it makes life a lot easier if you can organize your life a lot better and be able to differentiate between the different strategies that you use and the P&L that they generate, whether it be in the minus or plus at the end of the given period. So I put this question out to them today, and I spoke to someone over there in Football Index, and my at the end of what was said, the request was forwarded on to the development team, and there's going to be some discussion in-house to see if there's a way to get this done, or maybe a new kind of functionality within the platform to enable this function. So we'll see what happens in the long run with regards to that request. But for the meantime, and I hope you guys do understand what it is I'm getting at with that. If you do, and you have any suggestions, any kind of ideas as to how to tackle that, then do feel free to let me know in the comment section. I will be sure to get back to you on that. But the this then leads me on to some of the other stuff that came up with that conversation with Football Index today. And the after the conversation on the call, I had someone from the team down there send me. Uh, they said they found a link, or they found a platform that was catered to the issue that I'm having, or that could potentially resolve the issue that I'm having. Now that brings me on to index tracks. Now this is called index tracks. This is the platform Football Index suggested to me today to use to analyze that data that I'm trying to get regarding multiple portfolio management. And as far as I'm aware, I've only just got access to this link today, so I haven't had the time to go through it as much and figure out exactly how it works. But so far, I think you have to pay to upload. You can't really see if you go click on my portfolio. It's basically empty. If you just give me a second, guys, I'm just going to log on to this real quick. Oh man, I can't remember the login. But anyways, oh man, I might have to pause it for a minute and then get the login. But basically, what it is actually I might have it here. Just bear with me 1 second, guys. Really, really quick. I'm gonna try and get. Oh man, I can't get it. I don't think I can get it up. Let's see. Can I get it? No, it doesn't look. Yeah. Sorry guys, just bear with me 1 minute. There we go. So we're in. Now, so when you go to my portfolio, it just kind of shows you, depending on what you've uploaded regarding the CSV file, then you would get the information on here. But I think to upload the CSV file itself, you have to actually pay and subscribe to the platform, and there's a monthly and the two different subscriptions that you can go with on that. But as far as I'm aware, I don't see how you can actually find out how this platform really works without signing up. And I'd love to be able to do that, but it looks like I might have to sign up to do so, just to be able to put out the video to explain whether or not index tracks is something that is essential for any football index trader, really. But from what I understand of the explanation so far, this kind of works similar to, and if you're in trading, you would understand what I mean by MyFX book, or any sort of platform that sort of gathers all the information from your trading platform, puts that all into a platform that makes it easier for you to understand the data, and breaks down your best trades, worst trades, all these little information that you wouldn't get yourself, or would take you endless amounts of time to gather yourself. So you sort of throw in all these trades that you've taken, and it will just plot out graphs and all these sort of fancy little things, and it will help you analyze your performance better. Now, I don't know if this is what Index Tracks does exactly to the T. That I'm yet to find out, and I won't find out until I do pay for the platform and see how that works out. But from what I read, they're talking about just giving you a way to be able to differentiate the kind of strategies you use depending on the players that you buy. I'm going to look for this and see if I can read exactly quote for quote what it is they're talking about here. But for me, I don't think this really resolves it so far from what I can from what I can read. So it says here, track, save time. How much time do you spend tracking your portfolio within Excel? If you your current if you're currently if you can't, sorry, my bad, I can't read today. If you currently track your portfolio in manually, how many hours per month do you waste? Would that time be better spent researching players to increase your return? Index Tracks allows you to upload your portfolio and takes care of the tracking and analysis, freeing you up to increase your returns further. Log reasons for purchasing. Right, it says here, have you ever looked at your portfolio and thought, why did I buy him? Not anymore. Index Tracks allows you to track why you purchased the player. Once you have uploaded your portfolio, you can assign a reason for why you purchased each player in your current portfolio. The beauty of having to add a reason for purchase will begin to make you question your decision to purchase before you actually do and prevent you from hitting the instant sell button so quickly. As for this, I don't know if this is a good enough reason for me to purchase it because, as I said, in an Excel spreadsheet, all I have to do is make a tab and say I bought him because he's a rising star, right? So I don't think this fully resolves the issue. But again, I wouldn't be able to find out until I upload a CSV file of my portfolio and then see what it spits out. But until then, we'll see how that goes. Might have to do a later video for that. But this then leads me on to something I found using a platform similar to this. It's not for tracking. It basically, this is Football Index Scout. Footy Index Scout is called. If you guys don't know this, I might have to do a video about this too. But this is a very good tool. I actually use this. I just started using it recently, so I'm not quite familiar with the platform too well just yet, but they offer a bunch of really easy to access information that you would probably find a little bit harder to get through Football Index. So all the performance-based fees, what they are, all those sort of things, they put it in really nice graphs and stuff for you to view, right? And this is quite a really nice platform. But the very beautiful thing I found so far is this little spreadsheet they call Football Index Scout spreadsheet, and I downloaded it, and it's quite a really well made spreadsheet. It's actually a really well made spreadsheet, and I've started by putting in some of my recent buys into it so far, with the total cost and futures held of each player. And I got stuck after that because, as you can see here, it says do not alter or delete any data from columns E to P. And that is, I was thinking, how the hell does that information come from? Because all the other tabs on here basically generate, so it says the sub table is automatically maintained from the portfolio and analysis sheet, which is this tab here, and it gets all the information from there. So I had to email Footy Index Scout, and I got a very nice response from them regarding the spreadsheet. And they've basically explained how to use it and how you're meant to get the information, fill out the performance-based results and media bonuses or whatnot, and then it will then generate that information over to the other tabs. And there's some really interesting information that this spreadsheet tracks. Now, to me, this spreadsheet is probably or will probably be much better than trying to use what you get from this index tracks. But again, I won't be able to know that until I try that. But that spreadsheet is it looks very handy, and I will be using it, and hopefully we shall see whether I can um, analyze my portfolio a lot better using the spreadsheet. We won't know until I start doing so. I'm quite new to the platform, so a lot of these videos I'm going to be doing as time goes on, and I start to grow my portfolio with time. But yeah, for so far, again, no real solution to the portfolio management issue that I found with Football Index platform so far, apart from making up your own spreadsheets and whatnot. If you have any suggestions regarding that, really do let me know. I would love to hear your views on that. If you have found a way or found a system that works for you, that helps you analyze the performance of each strategy that you use on the platform. if you see what I mean. Because if you take any other investor, like you want to know exactly how much your strategy for long-term buys do, and how well your strategies for rising stars do, or how well your, do you see what I'm saying? So you want to be able to compare those different strategies. Although a lot of these strategies that you use or portfolio that you hold might have a combination of different strategies, right? But you still want to be able to differentiate them in some sort of way, because that way it will help you become better a trader on the platform, and obviously essentially help you get better returns in the long run because you're able to analyze your performance better. Um, so yeah, I'm not going to go on too much about all this today. Thank you for joining me today. If you like the content, do share, subscribe, like. I will be releasing a lot more videos on Football Index as I build my portfolio and organize it depending on the strategies I use. And I'll probably be sharing with you some of the strategies I use. I'll be releasing videos on Football Index news. I'll be releasing videos on player picks or stuff like that. Just anything relating Football Index that I find interesting, and I think the general public would find interesting, is something that I will definitely be putting up as time goes on. But yeah, thank you for joining me. This is Brainbank TV, and welcome. Sorry, and see you guys later. Have a good evening, guys, and bye for now.